But then they just walked away from the Sony
Go back
deal.
up.
Oh, go back up?
Yep. You may notice. A little higher.
A little higher.
There's an arrow in the grass.
What?
There's an arrow in the grass.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they could have made that a little more obvious. Like, if you don't go up there and then jump off of that, you will never see those. Those stones on the other side to hookshot, too.
Yeah. Hell, I didn't even notice you were talking about that arrow in the grass until you... I was already across the way. I was like, what arrow in the grass is he talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, that arrow in the grass.
Yeah, we actually got up here before by going through Kakariko Village, but this is the quote-unquote intended way.
Yeah,
Since you get the hook shot and then come up here.
Surprisingly, the Triforce created this world to fulfill Ganon's wish. What is Ganon's wish, you ask? It is to rule the entire cosmos. Don't you think it might be possible with the power of the Triforce behind you? It depends on what the goddesses can really get away with, because, like, even Ocarina of Time was just basically like, the Triforce is just like leftover doo-doo the goddesses left behind when they were like, fuck you people, we're out.
I feel like the Triforce is effectively...
Did that Hinox just walk away from the scene?
Just left.
Just left the screen. Just like,
Got places to
I
be.
ain't doing. Oh man, I got like laundry to do and everything. Do you think it's
I know I was
easy?
supposed to wait around here all day, but I got chores to do.
You think it's easy to clean this loincloth? It is not easy. It is a loincloth. It is the only thing I have. And nobody likes to see my big dick swinging in here. I thought people would like it here. No, they're all really homophobic here. Oh, so Ganon's that kind of person. Yep, he is. The only male around, and he's just this attitude. Man, you thought he'd be worse.
I mean, he's evil, he's...
Yeah, he's the king of evil.
He probably doesn't even, like... He's not even, like, explicitly homophobic just because he, like, dislikes homophobic people. He just hates them because it's a thing to hate.
Yeah, listen, I just hate everyone equally. It's like, oh, so you're like the drill sergeant from Full Metal Jacket? It's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. You have no concept of movies. You just called it a movie. Shut up.
It's like, yeah, I hate gay people.
I hate straight people. What do you think is gonna work?
It's like, oh, so you got some... It's like, what specifically is it about gay people you don't like?
They exist, and they're not under my
they
power.
exist.
They exist and not under my fist. What do you think? I hate the straight and non-binary people, too, because they're not under my fist.
I'm an equal opportunity hater.
It's like, I don't know what to feel about him, though. It's like, he's being fair to hating everyone, but he also hates everyone. It's like, I'm not necessarily going to give it to him.
I love that when Link swings the hammer while he's facing the camera, you see him open his mouth and goes, bah, ha, bah, bah, bah.
You do not actually have to hand it to Ganondorf, the king of evil. Okay, but if Ganondorf hates gay people, why is he working out those abs? That is a mystery for the ages. Oh, shut up.
Too close to the wall.
He would be that kind of asshole who just hates everyone because they exist and they don't exist under his power. Why wouldn't I hate you? You're not serving me right now.
Oh wow, Zelda's Adventure had dungeons in it, and Faces of Evil and Wand of Gamelon did not. It's a Zelda game if it doesn't have dungeons in it.
I know, I think I asked the same thing about Breath of the Wild.
Look, Breath of the Wild has dungeons, just a lot of very small ones.
Yeah, you knew it, because you immediately were like, I know what he's loading up for the ammo gun, I'm just gonna have the counter-argument.
I mean, technically there's also the beasts, but those still don't feel like full dungeons.
I think from what I've seen of Tears of the Kingdom, I'm really trying my hardest not to call it TikTok Zelda. The dungeons they have currently are actually pretty good.
Hey, wait a minute. This is a holy place.
Oh yeah, you're the something sealed there, but you can't get it with the normal bomb guy.
Need a special bomb.
Why'd you spend 20 rupees on that? Because I have money, and I'm not gonna spend it on anything
Got
else.
700 rupees and no idea what to spend it on.
I'm surprised they're still giving me money.
Yeah, like, what left is there even to buy?
That's a funky arrow.
Unless you want to buy potions or something.
Yeah, but I guess why have potions when you have fairies available?
Well, I mean, like you said, they actually full heal you.
Well, there's that too.
Fairies you don't have to worry about, though. You just...
Yeah, fairies are automatic. If you die, you revive.
And that's the thing with a potion, is you have to use them while you're alive, so you kind of have to anticipate how much damage you're going to take. It's like, oh, I'm down to 3 hearts, I can take 1 more hit. Yeah, but I can do 3 hearts damage to you, and you're dead. It's, like, kind of no matter what, it's always good to have at least a fairy on you. As a just in case.
What is this pointing to?
I don't know if it's pointing to anything. Ramp? You can go down here.
Yeah, but why? This way, cave. It just came from the cave, so I don't need to worry about that.
So Nintendo gave Philips the license to 5 of their franchise's characters. But, like... I mean, at best, that's like Link, Zelda, Ganon,
Mario, Luigi.
Mario, Luigi, Bowser.
Peach.
Was Peach in that one?
I think she shows up at the end.
Like, that's a lot more than 5.
I think they meant more like franchise-like, instead of just 5 characters. It's like Input shows up in the CDI games. The King of Hyrule shows up in those games.
Yeah, but the King of Hyrule isn't, like, a character.
No, I know. I get what you're putting down. I'm just saying. Like, they just exist in those games. I just think they're probably talking more like franchise-wise instead of just pick 3 characters from this whole thing and you get to use them. Oop, almost fell down. What the crap?
Well, gotta be some way to get past that, but you don't have it on you at the moment. Okay, so Zelda's Adventure was made by a different company
Ben Phillips?
than the other 2. It was made by Veridis.
Veridis.
I don't know if they were just licensed out by Philips to make it or what. Veridis was given very little budget to work with.
Probably explains why it's like the staff doing the whole thing.
The top-down motion capture necessary for all of the human characters in the game would cost too much. and they could not afford to rent a studio. The team instead resorted to hanging a mirror on the office ceiling and have a camera on the floor point up to it to record the actors. The human characters were all played by the in-office staff. The walking animations were achieved by having the actors walk on a motorized treadmill.
I mean, you got a budget.
It works!
Actually, the problem is they didn't have a budget.
For the FMVs, one of the walls in the office was painted a bright blue to achieve the use of a blue screen.
So, real quick, do you know off the top of your head what's the difference between the usage of blue and green screens?
Green is... that bright blue-green is just a less common color. That's it.
That is, as in, like...
So you're less likely to get interference between it and colors on the actual person.
That's it? There's nothing
yeah,
special?
That's it.
Like, they just go like, oh, somebody's not going to wear a green shirt on screen, might as well just put a green screen?
Yeah, nobody's going to put a bright... Or if you have to do work in green color, use a blue screen. That way you can use green and not have it cut out the same way as you cut out the background.
But what if somebody wears a blue-green shirt?
Oh, well, then you got problems.
Outside of the occasional YouTuber, do you think big companies really use green screen a lot anymore? Because it feels like one of those things. Okay, before they all go bankrupt because they keep trying to ruin their own studios here. I mean, they have to. Big budget stuff still does it.
Like, for video games, I highly doubt it. They use motion capture, like face capture, that kind of thing. For, like, movie production, they absolutely still use it.
Yeah, movie production still uses it, because you have to key in everything.
Have to capture the actor somehow.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's really used in video games much. Like, you would use it if there was any live-action stuff in the video games, but, like... How often does that happen?
Depends if you're going for a certain feel to the game.
Yeah, like, I mean, I know some indie studios that have, but I certainly don't know of any major studios that have.
I don't think major studios bother anymore. I think, like, the only major studio...
We'll just 3D capture the actor's face and then put a 3D model in the game.
I think, like, the closest you'll get to a major studio that's going to do something like that anymore is probably Nintendo. And even then, they just have the models for the characters, so... I don't know why they would do it, it'd just be funny. Come back. Thank you.
Zelda, in the opening cutscene, was played by office receptionist Diane Burns. Ah, crap, we need a voice line for Zelda. Diane!
I think the funny thing is how so many people say stuff like, oh... Not Capcom. Well, they worked with Capcom, but the, like Capcom and Mega Man 8 and Mega Man X4 and Symphony in the Night, they have all those characters that just sound like like they just picked up somebody from the boss from Samus Returns? That asshole?
No, that's the Digger Knot.
I mean, they're both assholes. Probably. I don't know what the guy is.
He's probably alright.
I mean, he is a speedrunner.
Usually speedrunners are pretty chill.
No, I'm starting beef with them on this channel. But I like speedrunning. No, we're starting beef with every speedrunner on this channel.
All speedrunners.
All speedrunners all the time. I'm speedrunning a beef. So apparently found a
This is the Lost Woods of Dungeons.
I'm gonna be honest with you, even from the stuff I've seen, I'm kind of glad they never went back to something like this. It's weird and interesting, and I think it's just one of those, like, it was too weird and interesting.
Yeah, like, it's a real neat idea. Later.
I think I just killed a man.
Yeah, it's a real neat idea. It takes a little bit of running around and getting a feel for stuff. I feel like it's not very obvious at first glance. I feel like it's not very obvious at first glance, but as you run around and explore and poke your head around, it makes a lot more sense, and you realize it's not nearly as complicated as you think it is.
Mommy, I'm scared. There's a big old skeleton on the wall. Don't worry, honey. You won't die in the end. You'll become a star like everyone else. Oh shit, I'm in a cult, aren't I? First of all, don't say shit. Second of all, how do you know? Oh, fun. I was just thinking, I was like, oh man, I could hookshot it.
If you hookshot over there, you're not getting back.
I was gonna say, I was like, oh, I could hookshot. Oh,
actually,
dang,
you can get over. You can kind of get back. If you hookshot over there, actually, go ahead and do this. It'll be fun. Hookshot over there. Pick up the right two skulls, not the one on the left. Now, stand in front. You're not going to be able to pick up that last skull.
I know.
And get back. So stand in front of the other skull right next to the pit. Face to the right. Now, when you're going to dash, but after you start dashing, push up to look towards the skull. So, like, dash and then up.
Like that?
Yep. That's a secret technique for later.
It's locked.
You can also hookshot back that way instead of going back this way.
Well, yeah, but I have to, like...
There's a statue you can hookshot to.
Oh, is there a statue?
Yeah.
Oh, you can hook on the statues?
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
His name was King Harkinian?
In what?
CDI.
I think so? I thought it was just his name.
They gave him a name. I didn't know he had a name.
There's surprisingly a lot of kings that actually have names. They just aren't important.
I didn't know he had a name.
There's,
Oh, he looks so much more regal in the comic.
The one in, Wind Waker is King Donphan's, I think. Donphan's, something like that. The one in Breath of the Wild is Rom, something like that.
They, like, started giving kings names when they started being important to the plot.
At Wind Waker, basically. Because I don't think the king in Ocarina of Time has a name. He's not the same one in Wind Waker. Those are two different kings. Or he might be. Because it is his spirit there who's guarding everything. So he's not technically, like...
Yeah, King Rome. Roam?
King Rome, yeah.
So you'll find these mummies have, like, 8 billion health.
Yeah. Lamp don't work. Did I use Quake yet?
I think you did. And it wasn't actually terribly useful.
Ah, hand! What if I Aether?
Maybe you did either. I don't know. You used the one that turned guys into goo. So you can kill that hand, it does not matter.
Well, yeah, I killed it.
It'll just come right back.
The Wall Master.
Yeah.
It's hilarious that they just kept calling them Wall Masters even though they dropped from the ceilings. And then they had the audacity to come out with a new one and just call them Floor Masters, and it's like, come on, guys. These are called Wall Masters, but they come from the ceilings.
Well, the Floor Masters they don't even come from the floor, they're just chilling.
Just chilling, bro. I know there's a switch there, I want to see what this does. I wonder I hate this dungeon. I always hated the Wall Masters.
Ceiling Masters.
Yeah. They just come out of nowhere and they freak me the hell out. That's the reason I had trouble finishing the, Oh, there's a key. I had finishing the Forest Temple the first time around. Nope, didn't work. Because I was just sitting there in one of the rooms, and I didn't know what they were, and I think Navi didn't click off quick enough, or I didn't, like, go for her thing. And just all of a sudden I just hear... And I thought it was a spider, originally. It's just some quick hand thing comes down and grabs at me. And I don't know if you know this. I'm not a fan of spiders. They really kind of freak me out in that way that's a phobia-esque kind of thing. But, yeah, I wasn't a fan of that, and it was just it kind of took me off guard, and I'm like... Also, I'm a piss baby when it comes to scary things. That's why we don't do a lot of scary games.
And also, like... I'm generally not a fan of games that are trying to scare you.
Where horror is the main point.
Yeah, like, we're being... You shot the hand.
I know, I shot him mid-air, and I'm just kind of shocked. I was like, didn't know you could do that. Haha.
Like, I'm generally not a fan of, like, the games that are trying to be scary. Because for the most part, I don't find them scary so much as I find them irritating. I am a bigger fan of the more existential horror, though. That's the good crap.
I got the big key.
Just make me real uncomfy.
Or, if you feel like it, prank me slightly while I'm trying to do a job in the middle of space. Just doing some satellite shit and you just get ding-dong ditched. Like, what the How do aliens even know what ding-dong ditch is?
They gave me an egg.
Why did you give me an egg? Is it hard-boiled? What am I supposed to do with this?
I mean, I'll eat it, I guess. I eat everything else.
I mean, I don't get supplies for a while.